Why, hello there, and welcome to War Thunder Naval Forces. I haven't talked much about naval forces in the past, and there was finally a day where my time online and and the Naval Forces event lined up. Excuse me. So I had to go. I played a bunch of different ships. This is my favorite of the bunch. I think it's the LS. It's a German ship. The thing I liked about it was the 15 millimeter cannon, which is pretty good. Now, I don't know how to use it very well early on, so you'll see me just kind of overheating it like no one's business when you need to burst fire it you so that you don't overheat it and then have to basically do a reload cycle when you don't actually need to. Naval forces at large, I've heard people say like, oh, it's basically everyone running around with 50 cals blasting, like just chewing each other up, and that's not inaccurate. I actually find this to be possibly one of the most exciting game modes. Exciting in terms of the amount of action that's happening and the amount of things you need to worry about, and just the overall pace. Originally, I thought that was what's it called? When they do the AAA only game modes. I thought those were pretty cool. That was kind of funny. The torpedo hit the guy next to me, exploded, and killed me too. That's how it goes sometimes. So I thought that was pretty exciting because a lot of people die really fast. I think boats is better, is more exciting because everyone's kind of doing the same thing, and you're kind of durable in the sense of, what's the best way to put it? I feel like there's less. I feel like you're more in control to stay alive to some degree. Now, it took me a while to figure out aiming and stuff, but to me, I think you have more options. You have. It's less of a whoever shoots first wins type thing, although I can see how that might be true. But I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. This is definitely a game mode I'm looking forward to. I think it really nicely breaks up what, to me, tanks has almost become, where, to some degree, once you get past a certain level, a certain battle rating in tanks, it's kind of all the same, and it can be really frustrating at times, and I'm sure this can be very frustrating at times, but this was just a blast because it was so different, and that's probably why I liked it so much. But I mean, I'll be interested to see where they go from here. I know, from what I understand, the plan right now is to do these like PT boats and kind of very small craft and stuff like that. I would be very interested to see what would happen if this turned into larger ships, like destroyers and then cruisers. Maybe not all the way up to battleships and carriers, but maybe, kind of solo actor ships. Not too big, maybe large destroyers like cruisers. I would be interested in seeing what that looks like. I think War Thunder could be a really, really fun platform for ships, but I'm not sure if there's an easy way to make it work in terms of gameplay, but we'll find out, because the whole lack of like health bars and stuff, and I feel like there's ways around that, but then you're basically adding a health bar. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Hopefully good things, but I enjoyed this. What's happening in the games, I'm kind of just like motoring around and shooting at random stuff. Some planes, because I remembered that I can shoot at planes. Something I had to remind myself every once in a while. Running into teammates, because why not? My ship's taking a little bit of a beating, which is never good. But this 15 millimeter cannon really kind of cooks people. I really like this ship. The other one I played a lot of was the American PT boat. I really like that because it felt pretty sturdy, and having the machine guns on either side was pretty good. But it also the extra 4 torpedoes is nice. To me, it's kind of goofy to have torpedoes in the back of the boat, but I guess it lowers the profile which is not a bad thing. But I didn't really even know how to. I'm not very good with torpedoes yet. I'm still practicing. I usually use it when I know I'm about to. I usually use them as like a deterrent. So like if I don't want them to go left, I'll launch my torpedoes left, and then they turn right, and then I can keep hammering them with the guns. But there's not really I don't really have the goal of trying to sink them with the torpedoes. It's more like I'm trying to make you not go a certain way so that I can kill you. But my torpedoes are not going to be the motive for that, unless you drive into them, in which case I'll get lucky. But and also part of it with naval forces is I got to figure out where to shoot people. It can be really difficult because you need to basically hit crew members, you need to hit critical components, which is true. I mean, pumping a ship full of holes isn't really the best way to sink it. It's setting off, blowing up ammo. It's breaking the engine. It's causing a fire. It's stuff like that. That's really, I feel like, the way you do it. So I'm just motoring around, shooting holes in things, and just having a really good time. This was probably one of my more successful games. I had another that went pretty well, and this is just such a fast-paced game mode that where you kind of just play by the seat of your pants. I don't really think there's much tactics involved. Maybe just like how and where you shoot, but I mean, it's not really much you can do in terms of strategizing, because at the end of the day, it's just the most you can do is come around a corner and just light somebody up, which some people don't like and some people do. And this time I found myself in the category that really likes just motoring around, running around with teammates, kind of dip, duck, diving, dodging in and out, dodging torpedoes, shooting at enemies, and occasionally getting strafed by planes. Always the best. Taking some pot shots at people. But yeah, let me know what you think about naval forces. This is obviously I've only played for like a day. I think what this did is it made me more interested for larger ships, how that works. I definitely believe them when they say, they're not sure. Because, I don't know, it just seems like it would be hard to make it work. I think a game like World of Warships, I think the health bar works much better with ships, but it also had some element of, that was pretty cool right there. It has some element of, one-hit blasteroonies. But and this so far this has less of that, because they're just they're PT boats and they're lighting each other up with a machine gun. You're gonna have to shoot each other quite a bit to sink, and it's really killing crew and setting on fire and burning out. And I kind of wonder what the other game modes are going to look like for ships. Sorry, I had to sneeze. I think if you take the game modes how they stand, realistic and simulator, realistic would be interesting because no markers, at least that mini map, and I could definitely see. I definitely see confusion being a problem. And also just when ships get in there close and are lighting each other up, it's hard to tell who's who. Simulator, I think, would be crazy. Like, talk about cruising around, PTing, or patrolling around and looking for enemies. That would be pretty cool. Especially if you're confined to like the captain's view or whatever. Something I think would be cool. I don't think you can do it, and I don't think the engine may not allow for it. I tried to drop torps on this guy, but that was never going to work. Because the torps are like as fast as my boat. I got away from them. And here's generals. You can like be poking out of your tank to kind of see better, and then you drop back down like when you're taking fire, so you don't die. That's to be avoided. I think that would be kind of interesting in War Thunder at large. Ships, tanks more so, I guess. Ships could be interesting too. I think I think more experimentation needed. But we're going to try and chew up this PT boat here. Yeah, but I had a lot of fun with ships. I'm glad they're starting to push it. Because War Thunder tanks, you only can play so much War Thunder tanks, and then you need a change of pace. And I like it when games I play start adding the things I like to do for a change of pace. Like if I'm grinding away at like high tier realistic battles or simulator battles, I'd like something kind of almost a little derpy. Arcade kind of is that, but it's still. I think it's less so. This is just more outright like craziness. There's a lot more. There's new factors you have to, like. I'm not moving, so the waves are actually causing me problems, I guess. Like when you're moving, I guess you cut through the waves and it's your accuracy's better. I mean, as good as it can be when you're going like a ton really fast. When you're going really fast. But this was a really fun game. I really enjoyed trying out Naval Force. I tried most of the ships. I think I tried them all. I don't know. I might not have played British. I know I played American. I know I played Russian. These are the Germans. I didn't play the Japanese. I don't know. Do they have British? I don't even know. Those are the three I played. And I think there's 4. So Japanese are probably the other one. And I didn't play them. Although I should have. But, had the opportunity. Wasn't working, so seemed like a good idea. I need to get better at shooting down planes. I feel like that's going to be a not so small part of what. Excuse me, Jesus, it's been a long day. That reminded me that I'm interested to see if they end up doing some type of combined arms. With boats and planes. Well, I mean, boats and planes are pretty easy. I mean, that's easy. They're already kind of showing that off. I would be interested for if there's any way they can add tanks. Make it like a heavy river map, tanks fighting from either side of the river, shooting at boats kind of suppressing target. I think you could really do that on like a very limited maps. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I will see you next time.